Gemini, May 2nd 1, June 20th, duality masculine triplicity, element, air quadruplicity, quality, mutable Gemini is lively, energetic, versatile, and intellectual, lives primarily in the mind rather than the emotions, and is extremely adaptable to new situations. Ruling planet Mercury, ancient messenger of the gods. In astrology, Mercury rules communication and travel. Its influence emphasizes quick cleverness and a nervous temperament. Symbol the twins, associated with duality, humanism, versatility, communication. Glyph, written symbol. The pictograph represents the two figures of the twins. The dual symbol also pictures the human arms or lungs, the parts of the body that Gemini rules. In symbolic terms, two upright lines bounded by top and bottom lines represent wisdom, learning, and the powers of the mind to synthesize information. Dominant keyword I think. Polarity Sagittarius, Gemini is the sign of thought and communication on a personal level. Natives of Gemini strive for self-expression, and try to impose their point of view on others. Sagittarius, which is Gemini's opposite sign, is the sign governing the wider provenance of philosophy and mental exploration. Sagittarian people tend to shrink from close personal involvement and, unlike Gemini, are shaped by what others think of them. Part of the body ruled by Gemini: hands, arms, shoulders, and lungs. Geminis are susceptible to strains and accidents involving arms and hands, also prone to bronchitis and respiratory ailments. Lucky day Wednesday. Lucky numbers 5 and 9. Magical birthstone agate, a multicolored precious stone that protects from deception and falsehood, and bestows eloquence, especially in declarations of love. Special color yellow, bright and luminous, the color of novelty. Cities: London, San Francisco, Versailles, Melbourne. Countries: United States, Wales, Belgium. Flowers: lily of the valley and lavender trees. Nut-bearing trees. Metal Mercury. Animals ruled by Gemini: brightly colored birds and butterflies. Danger: Gemini people are prone to accidents while traveling, especially by air. Their fickle natures also tend to arouse unexpected anger in others, the depth of which Geminis often misjudge. People born under this sign are many-sided, quick in thought and action, clever with words, skillful at handling others, brimful of new ideas. Astrologers regard this third sign of the zodiac as the quintessentially human sign, for it seems to sum up qualities that are the distinguishing hallmarks of the human race: intelligence. Gemini is an air sign; adaptability. Gemini is a mutable sign; and communicativeness. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini people do not sit back and watch the scenery go by. As a Gemini, you are endlessly curious about everything and must be part of the busy passing scene. If all the world's a stage, Gemini must be the actor on that stage. Unlike Leo, who wants only to be the star, Gemini wants to play all the parts, and be the director, the producer, and the stagehand. Duality is your most famous trait. You usually want more than one of everything. That includes jobs, hobbies, careers, and lovers. Basically, your nature is restless, on the go, in quest of new ideas and fresh experiences. Things get very dull for you unless you have a constant change of scenery. Variety is your game. As a result, you often leave a trail of unfinished tasks. Your tendency is to fritter away energy on too many projects instead of concentrating your cleverness on one task. Gemini is the sign of communication, and its natives your most likable trait: responsiveness, have an urgent and continual need to communicate. You enjoy writing notes, chatting with strangers, surfing the web, tossing off emails, IMs, and text messages, and the telephone is a major means of communication. People should learn not to give you their number if they don't like to spend a lot of time on the phone. Your astrological symbol should really be the question mark. You're a perpetual student of life who never stops asking questions. You love to talk to people, and this is the great secret of your charm. Others open to you like flowers. As a result, you're a marvelous people manager who can rev up enthusiasm and loyalty. Born with the gift of persuasion, you could sell ice in Greenland. Your quick mind can explain any action, defend any position, justify any course. A mental magpie, you pick up information here, gossip there, tidbits everywhere. This makes you an ideal conversationalist, for you know a little about everything, though, some have said, not a lot about anything. You also are inclined to have firm opinions on everything, subject to revision at a moment's notice. What you value most is intellectual independence, and what you lack most is perseverance. Another Gemini weakness is superficiality. Because you are so quick to grasp an idea or size up a situation, you tend to skim its surface, not bothering to explore it in any depth. The other side of the coin, however, is that with very little preparation you can make a marvelous initial impression. Your facile gifts of writing, speaking, and self-expression make you a success in dealing with the public. You have a quicksilver personality that can adapt to many kinds of people. You are often drawn to the stage and the dramatic arts. Among famous writers and performers born with the sun in Gemini are Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Dashiell Hammett, Lillian Hellman, Laurence Olivier, Marilyn Monroe, and Judy Garland. Amusing, versatile and witty, you are a wonderful friend who lifts people out of their doldrums. Does someone need advice? Instruction? An introduction? You're right there, ready to jump in, and others are energized by your enthusiasm. It's easy to see why you are usually surrounded by friends and admirers because you're such fun to be with. True, you can be impatient with persons who aren't as quick as you are, or who can't keep up with the rapid flow of your thought and speech. However, your natural exuberance sweeps even the most reluctant and surly along with you. In almost any situation you can be as charming as you want to be, with a little extra thrown in. Life is a jest and all things show it. I thought so once and now I know it, spells out the philosophy of Gemini. You don't waste time plumbing dark emotional depths, and you certainly don't want to get sucked into anyone's problems that might sabotage your freedom. Though you do have a brooding side to your Jekyll and Hyde disposition, you determinedly put on a cheerful face so you make the best impression. You try not to let anything dampen your high spirits or throw cold water on the fun and games. Geminis have a wide range of contacts and benefit from the advice and help of influential people. You will attract financial luck, but a tendency toward extravagance often more than offsets it. In your ledger, income always adds up to something a little short of outgo. Routine and monotony are two things you dread, and you will go to any lengths to avoid them. Change is your key word, and what you value most is freedom. It's useless for anyone to try to pin you down. For you, the fun is in traveling, not in arriving at a destination. You love to explore new territory, see the way people live on the other side of the world. Inquisitive and imaginative, you're open to a different way of looking at things. Your trendy, up-to-date lifestyle has you constantly living off the fad of the land. For the sheer fascination of it, people should have at least one Gemini in their lives. Two might be exhausting. The inner you react instantly to new situations, but because you're so keenly attuned to your environment, you tend to have a nervous temperament. And though you give off sparks of energy, excitement, and charm, inside you feel like a wound-up spring. Others are fascinated by your enthusiasm while inwardly you are already bored with this person or that project. In your relationships, you're very giving. But you also need time for yourself. You like to perform, using your wit and intelligence to move to center stage. You love to gossip, mostly because you find out such interesting things. You're generous with your time, friendship, and possessions. One problem is that instead of looking at people's deeper qualities, you tend to judge them by their reaction to you. Are you coming off well? Are you mesmerizing them? How others see you. People like to be around you because you're interesting and amusing. They admire you for your talent with words and sense of humor. Although you're considered more of a cerebral type, friends trust your judgment about emotional matters. They also know you'll jump in to help when asked. Only those closest to you know you can be moody and discouraged. When crossed you can be sarcastic, which makes some people think you're arrogant. Famous people with the sun in Gemini: Paula Abdul, Tim Allen, F. Lee Bailey, Josephine Baker, Annette Bening, Mel Blanc, George Bush, Rachel Carson, Rosemary Clooney, Joan Collins, Courtney Cox, Jacques Cousteau, Mario Cuomo, Tony Curtis, Johnny Depp, Arthur Conan Doyle, Albrecht Dürer, Bob Dylan, Clint Eastwood, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Douglas Fairbanks, Ian Fleming, Errol Flynn, Michael J. Fox, Judy Garland, Paul Gauguin, Lou J. Rigg, Allen Ginsberg, Benny Goodman, Steffi Graf, Che Guevara, Nathan Hale, Marvin Hamlis, Dashiell Hammett, Lillian Hellman, Bob Hope, Gerard Manley Hopkins, Hubert Humphrey, Allen Iverson, Angelina Jolie, Tom Jones, Louis Jordan, John F. Kennedy, Nicole Kidman, Henry Kissinger, Anna Kournikova, Lenny Kravitz, Hugh Laurie, Becky Lee, Federico Garcia Lorca, Robert Ludlum, Paul McCartney, Malcolm McDowell, Larry McMurtry, Barry Manilow, Thomas Mann, Dean Martin, Marilyn Monroe, Bill Moyers, Joan Amath, Liam Neeson, Joyce Carol Oates, Jack Offenbach, Lawrence Olivier, Frank Oz, Cole Porter, Prince Alexander Pushkin, Basil Rathbone, Sally Ride, Joan Rivers, Isabella Rossellini, Henri Russo, Salman Rushdie, Marquis de Sade, Jean-Paul Sartre, Maurice Sendak, Deepak Shaka, Brooke Shields, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Richard Strauss, William Styron, Kathleen Turner, Donald Trump, Richard Wagner, Kanye West, Truth West, Hamer, Walt Whitman, Gene Wilder, Hank Williams Jr., Venus Williams, Herman Wouk, Frank Lloyd Wright, William Butler Yeats.